Hello, this is Catherine Reidel. This is video 2 in Dreaming in a Time of Pandemic. As we all know, the dream time is a very different reality than our physical outer world. In our waking world, the world is a very dense place. It's slow moving. If we want to change locations, if we want to change our identity, a great deal of effort goes into those kinds of endeavors. In the dream time, things are shifting and changing all the time. There's a lot of mutability and a lot of possibility in the dream time that we don't really have in our waking life. In the dream time, the setting can be our childhood home, it can be the bottom of the ocean, it can be another planet, it can be a place we've traveled to or a place on the planet we've never been. In the dream time, we encounter adventures that we never have encountered in the physical world. Our dream self is also mutable. We can be a man or a woman, we can be old or young, we can be of a different ethnicity. The characters we encounter in dreams are also very changeable and unpredictable. We meet people who are dead, whom we've loved. We meet people we don't know. We meet familiar characters from our lives. We meet animals, wild animals. We meet people from other dimensions. We meet angelic beings. We meet demons. There are many kinds of characters that come to us in dream that we don't encounter in the outer world. The dream time also presents in a different way than how we experience our outer world. When we're walking through life, words are very much a part of our experience. We analyze, we problem solve, we communicate with other people. Words are central. The dream time presents in a very different kind of way. Dreams present in images, in metaphor, in strong feeling, and in puns. When we have a dream, we are always encountering another reality. And when we sit down to work with that dream, there's a moment of, will I be able to do this? Because we are meeting another part of the psyche that expresses itself in a different way. And when we sit down to work with a dream, whether we're an experienced dream worker or whether we're just a novice, when we sit down to work with a dream, there's always that moment of confronting the other, confronting a different dimension of experience and trying to make sense of it. Experienced dream workers, of course, know that if you stick with it, if you work your dreams with humility and with diligence, then they do show a lot of insight, and they give us many kinds of experiences. The images of dreams are sometimes metaphorical. That is, an image stands in symbolically and represents another kind of experience. Images sometimes are not so symbolic. They are just experiences that have a certain amount of power to them, and when you sit with those images, then you can receive healing and have an expansive feeling about your life. You can deepen into some things you need to deepen into. So images sometimes are metaphors that need to be explored, but sometimes they just give us a certain kind of experience that it's important for us to have. As I mentioned last time, dreams, according to Jung, are compensatory, and what he meant by that is that the unconscious provides us with images that balance out the one-sidedness of our waking self. The tool that we have, the major tool that we have for working with our dreams and for translating, for exploring what the images in dreams may have to say to our waking self, the major tool we have is keeping a dream journal, and in that journal associating to the different elements in the dream. A dream journal can be a paper journal. That's what I prefer because I like to slow down. I like to think about every image as I write it down. So you can have a paper and pen dream journal. I also like that because I can have a beautiful cover that makes me want to return to the dream journal. But some people like to have a journal that they keep on their computer. Some people like to record their dreams in a dream app. Some people like a voice-activated audio device. Whatever you are drawn to record your dreams, that's the medium that you should use. When you sit down to write your dream, to record your dream, write it in the first person and write it in present tense. Once we put something into the past tense, we become distanced from it. So you want to write in present tense so that the dream stays alive. So for instance, when I had the dream isolation, when I recorded it, I began it, I am walking on the streets of Berkeley, I am isolated, and I am alone. When you record your dream, do no interpretation, don't do any association, just write down the dream in as much detail as you can remember. Once you've written down your dream, then comes the process of engaging with the imagery in the dream. Like, why did I have these images? What do they mean to me? If they're metaphorical, what part of my life does that metaphorical image refer to? There's several aspects of a dream to look at, to sink into, and to explore. This is not just an intellectual pursuit. Like when you take in an image, you want to let it sink into your being, and you want the power of the image and the associations you have to the image, you want those to percolate up. The first thing to look at as you're exploring your dreams are the feelings in the dream. How did I feel when I was in this dream? Sometimes the feelings in the dream change. You're scared and then maybe you master something and you feel exhilarated. Whatever the arc of feeling is, notice that. Write down the feelings you experienced in the dream and then associate to that. What comes up in terms of experiences that you've had, feelings that you've had? What comes up when you think of those particular kinds of feelings? The association that you have to the feelings of the dream are like a bridge between your dreaming metaphors, your dreaming feelings, and your waking self. So first record the feelings, then and explore them, and let yourself feel them. If you are feeling frightened, let yourself experience the feeling of fright, and then allow yourself to associate to what comes up, what images come up when you feel fright. After you've explored the feelings in the dream, explore the setting. The setting will orient you to what is being addressed in the dream. So for instance, you have a childhood home as the setting of your dream. This clues you in that the dream is probably connected to your childhood. Maybe there's a childhood issue that's up in your life that you need to address, or maybe there's a lost part of yourself from childhood that you need to reclaim. It could be many things, but the setting lets you know that childhood is important. Again, let the associations come up to this particular childhood home. After you look at the setting, look at the themes of the dream, the arc of action of the dream. In my dream isolation that I shared in the last video, there was the theme of myself as a student in Berkeley. This, I associated to that, to being a student, to that theme of being a student who didn't really know what she was doing. And of course I came up with, oh, that's how I'm feeling in this particular time. I am a student again as I make my way through this pandemic. Look at the characters of the dream. Who are the characters? What do they bring up in you? What associations do you have to them? And then finally look at any images that stand out. Sometimes our dreams are very short. We have an image that is really the only image, so that's the one we work. But sometimes our dreams are kind of circuitous and unfocused, and we don't really know where they're going, but one image stands out. That image that calls to you is the image to sit with, and again, to let the feelings and experiences come up that are connected to it. Now, as you associate, you have your own set of feelings and experiences that will come up in relationship to these different elements of a dream. You also can allow other things to come in that are books you've read, movies you've gone to, plays you've gone to, different travel you've done. Let any kind of images that are connected, that are drawn up inside you in relationship to the image that you're exploring, let those come up. Dream journals are an interest, dream dictionaries are something that people are drawn to. And I would like to caution you to use those sparingly. If you feel perplexed by your dream, which of course we all do when we first approach a dream, there's a temptation, I'll just open a book and I'll see what a rat means. I'll see what that means. It's fine to do that, but first sit with your own associations, sit with your own experiences that are connected with the rat. Then go and see what people in your own culture, people cross-culturally and globally, what they have associated to the rat. But if you go right to the dictionary, what you'll have is kind of a list of intellectual interpretations of what a symbol means, but they will be they'll be disconnected from your own transformational journey and your own growth. So sit with your own associations first, and then if you're drawn, go to a dream dictionary to look at maybe the archetypal significance, the cross-cultural significance of a certain symbol. Some dreams will be extremely powerful. They may stay with you for years, and I have dreams from childhood that I still get new insights into. Other dreams are not so important. They come and go. You might record them and write a sentence or two. Don't expect yourself to treat every dream in the same depth. As I say, different dreams have different level of energy connected with them. In this time of pandemic, people are dreaming about things that help them to hold what we're experiencing, the invasion of our lives by a contagion. There are many dreams that people are reporting of bug infestations, locusts, natural disasters that are occurring, that are upsetting the natural order, of being attacked by assassins, or being unpredictably attacked by somebody you don't expect to be attacking you. So the stresses that we're going through come up in our dream life. Our psyche is attempting to give some kind of form to the stresses of this time. In the next video, I will be exploring a dream that a woman who is a mother, who's living sheltered at home with her 2 teenage kids, her husband, her dog, her cat, her tortoise, and her rabbit, a dream that she had that she called 3 rabbits in a cage. In that segment, I'll be also looking at how to work in depth with a single image in a dream. Thanks for being with me, and be well.